Good morning, my friends, and welcome back to my channel for collage stories. Almost pretty close to being my favorite time of the week, where I do these collages with prompts from you, my viewers, and make up a story to weave all the prompts together. So if this is your first time joining me, welcome. Thank you to everyone else who supports me and comes back week after week. I really appreciate you guys. Okay, let's get into this week's collage. So the prompts are from Robyn, and we have balloon, doll or toy, flight, friends, imagination, and then the sixth prompt that I've added is something in ink. So I drew that from my stack of cards, and when I pulled it out I was like, yay, I can really work with that. So that's what we're doing today, and I'm going to start with my added prompt, something in ink. I didn't grab out paper. That was something I meant to do beforehand. Bear with me a moment. Okay, just a scrap of digital. I'm going to stamp on this. This is a stamp set from Rosie's Studio. It is called Let's Get Together. I've had it for a while, so I don't know if it's available anymore. And it's got this like invitation thing here, and some invitation type words. Not one I use a lot. I bought it for the words, which whoops, that's the wrong block, which I do use, but most of it I don't, because it's not really what I do, is it? I don't do birthday invitation. I don't have children. I'm not making cards anymore, so I haven't used a lot, but I thought for this this collage and the story I have in mind, this will be perfect. So we're going to do our stamping in ink to meet the something in ink prompt. So there's a little grid thing, and I want to put in here just bring yourself, I think, is a nice thing, if I can get it off. I've never used this particular stamp, just bring yourself. No present required, just bring yourself. I'm going to put that right in the middle at the bottom. Just bring yourself. And I've got to turn it back up the other way so I can actually see what it is. You're invited, I think. That's what we'll go with. Now, this is the silly thing. I actually grabbed out my purple ink pad to do the stamping, the word stamping in purple. And I forgot, so I'm just doing it in black. Best laid plans. Oops, let's ink that up a little bit better. So I'm doing it on a jaunty little angle there just because I can, and it's fun. Right. Okay, stick it back on the right way up, I think, onto the sheet. Now, what else of these little words do I want? Because, you know, an invitation usually has like a to and a from, and maybe an RSV, the time, all those sorts of details. I'm not going to fill them all in, but I'm going to go from, and let's stick it on the block before I put it on the ink pad. And to, and we've got a line up at the top that we should put something on. I'm thinking come on over. It's a larger, will it fit in there? Yep. And let's do it in purple, because I grabbed out the purple, so why not do it in purple? Let's try and get it a little bit straight, maybe. Okay. Come on over. You're invited. Just bring yourself. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Okay, right, put the stamps aside. We're done with those for this collage. Okay, grab out my sheet here to do the collage on while I just cut this out. And I might make this my wee pocket for the prompts. I think that would work nicely. This paper, in case you're curious, is from Winter Bounty by the Junk Journal Studio. Oops, it doesn't want to go back in its bag. Let's just pop it aside and fiddle with that later. Okay, so the rest of the prompts. Where to start? Well, let's just go over them in order. Balloon, I've got a couple of balloons there. Most of my images are from the same book today. Then doll or toy, we have, this is from a different book. These are a game from a magazine that there were 2 of each card and you're supposed to cut them apart and play pairs. So that's the toy, is this game. And then if you didn't immediately know that that's what this is, then these are toys. So they're little monster toy trucks. And then he's got this play suit on, dress ups. That's also could be classed as a toy. So I feel like we're covering all the bases with this. I'm not sure whether I'll cut them apart. Actually, I'm going to have to, because they're not going to fit unless I put them like on a angle. They're not going to fit. Okay, let's just chop them into their thirds, to their separate cards. Okay, so that's the toy out of Doll or Toy. Flight, I have this fun spaceship amongst the stars, or spaceships. So that's Flight. Friends, I have a couple of penguin friends here. And Imagination is also this image. He's imagining an ice cream. So that's kind of hits 2 prompts there. And then we've got our something in ink. So we've got all the pieces. Now it just remains to kind of put them into some sort of composition. This page had already been chopped into for something on the other side, so I want to try and disguise that a little bit. He actually looks like an astronaut, doesn't he? Maybe we can pop him in there somewhere. I want these, oops. So that's going to hide that corner. We've got a couple of balloons. So we might, I don't know, put them around somewhere, and then the invitation. Running out of room. The other option would be to just use 2 of the cards. And then use the invitation over here. Something along that line. That's just a rough idea. It's too difficult to try and fiddle with it and get it exactly right, and it's going to be moved when I go and glue it. So just a rough idea where I might like things. Right, so gluing time. You can probably have a little guess at what the story is going to be about, because there's a few quite obvious clues in there. But hopefully I can still bring you something that you didn't expect, or just an enjoyable, fun little story, even if it does end up being predictable. Okay, haven't got a lot of room. All my pieces seem to be taking up a lot of room, so I'm going to put that right close to the top, which may be slightly off camera. Right, and we'll go with this one. This is a shiny, I wouldn't call it cardstock, but sort of in that indeterminate place between cardstock and paper. It's a little bit firmer. Oops, I want it to cover that funny shape of the cutout. So put that up there. Do I want to put that up there and then put this down here? Whoops, not that, this. Actually, I think I like that better, so we'll put this one next. So how's your week been, my friends? Have you had a good week? Mine's been pretty okay. Hasn't been too bad. Waiting news today though that I'm recording on Thursday. I'm ahead of the game this week. Woohoo, go me. But I haven't got a Friday video, so, well, you know, maybe we're not ahead of the game. Waiting news today, which is, of course, on my mind and may determine the course of the rest of this week. But at the moment, I'm saying that it's actually been quite a good week. Okay. Oh, okay, so we need to put this one down first. I need to find another one of these books like this because it's just been so great for images. They're super cute. They're beautiful colours, beautiful bright bold colours. And yes, I do have quite a lot of it still left, but you know, every time I pull something out of it, it's like I'm using it. And on the back of this one there was a plane, and I was like, it was a really nice good size plane and just in black and white because it was for colouring. I was like, that would have been really good for the flight prompt, but I wanted this penguin here. Okay, this is my pocket, so it does it. Better check that it fits. Yes, it does. So we're just going to glue 3 sides. I've put my thumb where I don't want to put the glue. So we tip there. If you weren't aware of that one, I learnt that off Gail Agostinelli. Put your thumb where you don't want the glue to be, so you don't accidentally make an oops. Okay. Okay, and then this cute little girl penguin who is called Samantha. We're going to call her Samantha. What's the other penguin going to be called? Julian. I don't know why, it just came to me. It just like popped into my brain. It's like, I'm not going to argue with it. I'm just going to go with it. So Julian and Samantha, our 2 penguin friends. Oops. Get your beak down there, dear. Don't want your beak flapping in the breeze. Okay. I want to make the balloon look like it's coming out of his flipper, like he's holding the balloon. It's just going to be a rough idea. I'm not going to trouble, especially now that I've glued it down, to try and make it look more realistic that he's holding the balloon. So we're just going to pop it at the end of his flipper. There. And then we'll do the same for her, for Samantha. There we go. So we've got everything down and we're ready for story time. Are you ready, my friends? Let's tell a wee story. Very simple story today though. So we have our friends, we have Julian and Samantha, and it's Julian's birthday. He's very excited, and his mum asked him, what do you want to do for your birthday? He's like, I just want to spend some time with my best friend, Samantha. So mum organises an invitation, sends it to Samantha, and the day has arrived. It's Julian's birthday. So she comes over and they just have a great time. They play a game of cards. just really low-key, no expensive things going on. They play a game of cards, and then they play some make-believe, because what child does not enjoy a game of make-believe? And so Julian was pretending that he was on a desert island and dreaming of ice cream. That was his make-believe. And then when they'd finished playing with their balloons, with the cards, playing this game of make-believe, it was time for a movie. So Julian's favourite movie was a science fiction movie. He loved the stars and he loved to dream of outer space and the adventures that were out there. So they put on their favourite, or Julian's favourite science fiction movie, and they had a big bowl of popcorn, and they just had a really beautiful time for Julian's birthday. And that's the story. I did tell you it was a very simple one today. Okay, so that is week 10 of Collage Stories. Just going to tuck that in our wee pocket there. It's a very shallow pocket, but that's okay. And we're going to, what are we going to title it, my friends? Let's just call it something simple. Birthday Fun. I'm going to give it a wee title up here. Birthday Fun. Right, so let's now pull the prompts for next week and see what they're going to be. So I've got my stack of prompts that you all have given me. Please do continue to leave me prompt lists. It's tailored off a bit, and there's only the odd person leaving me a prompt list. Even if you've given me a gazillion prompts, you know, if you've given me heaps in the past, do keep giving them, as long as you know, can come up with them and want to. I'm not saying you have to, but if you want to, I would love to still receive your prompt lists. You know, if we keep getting more, then I'll just keep rolling this out, you know, do this year, do next year. I'm having so much fun with it, and I hope you are too. I hope you're really enjoying it. Right, so I've given them a shuffle. I haven't looked, and I'm just gonna try and pull a card or a piece of paper out the middle. Okay, I didn't drop any today. Amazing. Vicky Johnson, your prompts are for next week, and the prompts are bizarre. These could be interesting ones, guys. So bizarre, problem, facing up to it, conversation, and shake it up. Ooh, they're going to be really challenging, and I'm looking forward to the challenge and seeing how I can turn this into a story. So if you're really curious as to how I go with these, do pop back next week and see what I produce. And if you want a challenge, I challenge you to give these prompts a go. But you won't need to do these ones this week. You can wait until I release my video, and maybe you might get some ideas. I don't know. No guarantees. Right, so that's it for this week, guys. We have our birthday fun collage there with all the pieces, and we've got our prompts for next week, which I'll just write a week 11 on so I know which ones I'm doing. Okay, have a great weekend, my friends. Take care, and I'll be back again on Monday. I'll see you then. Bye for now.